who are like us and who haven't done this before, I think they are particularly well suited to people who are embarking on something like this for the first time. We have 3 daughters, and we just needed more room. I'm tall, my husband's tall, and we knew they were all going to be tall. And we had 3 bedrooms, and the girls were all in one bathroom. That basically, when you open the door, you had to move over here and then open the door and close the door and go back to the sink. So we'd always known, and we were really thinking more about those spaces. We had been going back and forth about moving or remodeling our house literally for years. My youngest daughter is just turned 14, and when I was pregnant with her, we were looking at houses because we knew long term the house we were in wasn't going to work for our family. But we really liked the neighborhood, and we really liked the lot, and we had a lot of space, the land, and we just could never agree on a place to move. And it must have been my husband that learned about Meridian, and they were the first builder or person that we met with that I think really stayed with us and followed through and pushed us, not in a bad way, but in a way that I'm not sure we would have done it. I mean, we had literally been looking at this for 9 years and trying to decide what to do. And they really, stayed with us and helped us, go through each step and, came up with a design that we liked. And we took a vote, and my husband was the only one who voted for knocking the whole house down, but that's what we did. Primarily, we really liked our neighborhood and our lot, and my husband very much wanted the house to, even though it was going to be brand new, to fit in with our neighborhood. He wanted it to fit, he wanted to be respectful of the neighborhood and the tone, so I think that was something that was very important. There's just a lot of different spaces where there's places to be together, and there are places where you can go if you want a little more quiet or to have a little more privacy. And so I think that balance turned out very well. I think for our daughters, just the morning routines I don't think back in the same way, but I think our morning routines are very different. The girls have their own bathrooms now, and they're older, they're teenagers, they're having to go to school earlier, but I think it's just made it much easier in the mornings, and that reduces tension for everyone. So that's very different. And I think another thing, it hasn't happened yet, but I think we also tried to think about, for our parents who are older, how easy it would be for them to come into the house and to stay with us if they needed to. And so that was something that we talked about, and we set up a bathroom in the basement that has an accessible design. And my mother has used the guest room a few times. And we also put in an elevator, partially thinking about that, and they helped us with that. And so I think that's a big difference. It hasn't been something we've had to do a lot of yet, but I think it does make it an easier place to bring together the family across the generations in that way, and that they can take advantage of the whole house. What I didn't appreciate at the time, but has been amazing also, is just the service after the house was done and after we moved in. We have someone assigned to us to follow through, and I feel like I saw them almost as much in the year or 15 months after the house was built as I did while we were going through the process, which again I didn't appreciate at the time how important that was. It just took away a lot of the stress. I'd heard people talk about punch lists and how hard it can be after you move in, and there are a lot of little things because everything in the house is new and is just being put in, and so but things that were little, a couple things that we really had to go back and rework, they were just great to work with. And I always feel like, they'll come out and they're happy to do what we need them to. They listened to us, they responded, they gave us options in a way that allowed us to make decisions and move forward. And for us, I think that has been a real block to taking action. I had never done anything like this at all in my life. And they were also very open and transparent, I think, in terms of, the budget that we had and how that translated into different decisions and trying to keep us within the budget that we had laid out in a way that, they could foresee what the implications of things we were thinking about were that we didn't really necessarily understand. You will get what's promised, that you can trust them, that they are really committed to service and to following through, and they will, see everything through to the end. And again, if you are like us and you haven't done this before, I think they are particularly well suited to people who are embarking on something like this for the first time, and who need that extra guidance and support through the